aquifer is under severe stress. It won't hold out for long, so they needed a new pipeline, new supply of fresh water. Enter Iraq. Okay, the pipeline, the value of Iraq to Israel is not the oil, it's the water. And these pipelines now are finishing construction to pipe all this huge water into Israel. That's what's going on in my book in Iraq.
The Saddam Hussein closed down the flow of oil to Israel. There was a pipeline going into Israel. He closed it down. And all of our bases in Iraq are along that pipeline right there. And evidently they've got it restored. Maybe they're running, maybe they got more than one pipeline. Maybe they're running the water and the oil into Israel.
Oh yeah. Don't get me wrong. Oil is important too for the money issue, but water is much more valuable in the Middle East than oil. It's fairly obvious. What it's a gallon of water is $3-4 a gallon there. Where oil is $1.50. So yeah, it's about water too. Oil is secondary. And keep in mind that all of the latest discoveries of vast oil deposits under the western United States, the Dakota and Colorado formations. All this is huge deposits that some analysts I've talked with, Clayton, actually say it's bigger than the Middle East.
Yes.
Also you have the huge amount of oil under the Gulf of Mexico.
Which this whole thing might be an excuse to lock that up. This whole Gulf, the whole thing that's happening in the Gulf.
Yeah, I think so. And again, it goes to the cap and trade issue. We could do a whole other show on that. People don't realize that this whole global warming scam and hoax was fomented and brought to the attention of the Clinton White House in 1997 by none other than Lord John Brown of British Petroleum. That's who brought it to the attention, and the reason in 1997 that they did all of this was, again, the British Crown, British Petroleum, are positioning themselves for the green explosion, as they called it. British Petroleum in 1997 changed its corporate structure, even their logo, to the Greek Helios sunburst, the green sunburst, again to capitalize on this scam. All of your components of wind turbines, your components for your solar panels, all the green technology. If you look closely, you'll see that British Petroleum has cornered those markets. Now they need a false flag event to really promote Senate, House Bill 2454, the cap and trade bill. It's already passed the House, Clay. It's already passed the House. It just needs some key Southern Democrats in the Senate to swing, and it will pass the Senate. And if you haven't read that global warming bill, you need to, ladies and gentlemen. You think the health care bill was scary. This bill puts a whole new level of taxation and regulation on the primary investment of every American, and that's their home. You won't be able to buy a home or sell your home without having a government stamp and licensing that it is green and efficient.
They're also, we've got S510. I say, True, that I've been legislated out of more businesses than most people have been in, and I came up with the idea of Liberty Village. And Liberty Village is exactly what we're talking about here. If you can grow your own food, you can pump your own water out of the well, and you can create your own energy, with solar panels or wind or whatever. then you don't really need the government or the banksters for anything. And now we got S510 coming out that's trying to make it illegal for you to have a garden in your backyard.
Oh yeah, it's a matter of total lockdown and control, and again, the Khazarian model is for depopulation of the planet. They really believe there's too many inferior inferior tribes that need to be whittled down. That is part of their agenda. It always has been. The genocidal eugenics programs, they didn't originate with Hitler. Hitler just adopted them from New York, from Wall Street. Okay?
Now let me ask you this. We're talking about the attacks on us. You've experienced them. I've experienced them. But recently, you got attacked again by Dr. Len Horowitz, and I was just on your show, and I related what happened to me in an elevator with Len Horowitz. Now, Len Horowitz supposedly is a messianic Christian. He has accepted Jesus, and so he's no longer a Jew. So supposed, but all of a sudden, he and Sherry Kane are attacking you. Why or were they attacking you?
Well, my intuitive hunch is that it's because of my recent talk show subjects, which is really exposing the entire timeline of the House of Rothschild and the banking cartel. They began just questioning comments I'd made while in a private conversation, email with Greg Szymanski, where Greg was trying to inflame the fires by, he was very, very unkind, talking about the knighthood of Horowitz, and I said, well, I don't know. I don't know what the Knights Hospital is all about. I frankly have too many other things to worry about, and that's not high on my list. But he did come. Szymanski came back and said, well, the Knights Hospitallers are basically those people that try to submarine true naturopathic healing. And they're a subset of the World Health Organization and the Club of Rome, and of course the Knights of Malta. Wow, so I began to do a little digging and found out that it was really very, very strange that a man that claims to be a proponent of natural healing, the man Len Horowitz, who does, he does and has produced some good stuff. The videos that he's put out about Big Pharma I thought were excellent and very well done, and I had no problem with any of the information. It was right on point. So why, if you're truly into exposing the beast, why accept a knighthood from the beast? Okay, it's like a person in charge of PETA signing up and getting accolades from the Safari Club of Africa. Okay, it doesn't make sense, does it?
No, it doesn't. Now, my hassles with Len started when I ran one article in my magazine called "Do Jews Run the World, and Is It Hate to Ask That Question?" And suddenly Len was all upset with me. Why didn't you check with me before you ran that, Clay? Well, because I don't check with anybody before I run anything ever.
Well, see, again, if he's a Messianic Jew that's come to Christ, as he claims, and repudiated the insanity that is the Talmud, why should he care if an article like that comes out? That doesn't make sense, does it?
No, but it's kind of like McCarthy talking to the Assistant Secretary of Defense, James Forrestal. He was talking about him being stupid, and Forrestal disagreed with him. He said consistency is not the mark of stupidity. If they were just stupid, occasionally they'd make a mistake in our favor.
Yeah, so Forrestal was taken out as well.
Yeah, that got him thrown out of the 10th floor of the Bethesda Naval Hospital.
Yeah, so I really believe that that Len is getting marching orders. He I've talked to many people that think the world of him and his work, and that's fine. And